What's up, agents, and welcome back to a vendor reset video for the 10th of February 2026. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Let's get straight into it, starting off the day with a terrible Hannah U backpack. So let's just move straight on from that. There's a really good PP here. Unfortunately, it will take some optimization to get this to maxed out, but everything's in the right place. It's even got killer on, which is a great talent, so you could run this exactly as is. But what I would recommend would be to recal the talent so you can have whatever you want on and optimize the 3 attributes. Let's move on. Everything else here though today is pretty terrible. Let's move on. Clan vendor this week has got a drill if you want to take the headshot off for damage to target out of cover, a hardwired mask, striker's knees, a measured assembly mask. We've also got some pretty terrible guns, including the Big Show. I don't like this gun, but you could change the headshot damage to maybe crit chance, rate of fire, damage to armor, and then just optimize it if you wanted to use perfect thunderstrike. This is my favorite LMG, but its stats on this one are terrible, so don't bother. We've got some Providence gloves that could be crit chance, crit damage, but you probably would never use them in the glove slot. There is some Petrov masks for sale. That could be weapon handling and crit chance if, for instance, you need the weapon handling, but you probably don't. We've got a 5% crit chance mod, which could be pretty good for new players. Only 1% away from being max. Let's move on. Countdown vendor this week has got a Dare. Pretty good gun if you like perfect flatline. Change the headshot to maybe damage to armor, crit chance, rate of fire. We've got a Sacrifice, which is absolutely terrible. But we've got some really good, easily probably the best item we have had in weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. Emperor's Guards. These, you can roll the core attribute to weapon damage, and you've then got the armor regen in the knee slot. Very, very versatile. Not necessarily best in slot, but it's a piece that is pretty hard to get for some kind of really niche builds. I would definitely pick a pair of these up. Let's move on. At the theatre, we have got a Surge if you want one. I don't like this gun, but it's pretty well rolled. Just put damage to target out of cover on it. Everything else, though, is not looking so great. You could use these Wyvern gloves. Skill haste already rolled on. You could put skill damage on instead of the health roll. Everything else is kind of meh. Let's move on. Down at the castle, we've got a Forge if you want one. Good Grupo holster, especially for newer players, because it can be crit chance, crit damage really, really easily. It just needs a little bit of work on the weapon damage. Everything else is all trash. Let's move on. All right. At the campus, we've got an Instigator. If you want one, will take a little bit of work, but this thing isn't that great anyway. I wouldn't really bother. We've got a Big Show. Same for this. If you really want one, you can pick it up. But again, it's not a gun I think anybody really uses. We've got a good Providence holster, especially for newer players. Could be crit chance, crit damage very, very easily. Some trash mods. Let's move on. DZ West has got an everlasting gaze if you want to pick it up. Again, not a great gun. I would probably not bother. Everything else though is not great. There is a lightweight M4. Oh, the days of when these was good in Division 1. Really well rolled. Probably not a gun many people use at all, so I would probably pass on picking this up using the DZ credits. You could always just farm one in Countdown, but if you really want it, this is a really good one. You could pick it up. Tipping scales, gloves, ongoing directive knees. We've got some electric gloves as well that could be skill haste status effects. Again though, remember you got to farm DZ credits for this stuff. You could get all of it in Countdown just as easily. Let's move on. DZ East has got a Black Friday. I actually love this gun. It's really, really good. Not very well rolled, this one, and you'd have to take the reload speed off for probably crit chance or something like that. But if you want one, there's one available. We've got an ongoing directive mask, a Cavalier holster. Yeah, not very good at all for the rest of it. So, yep, bunch of trash. Let's move on. DZ South says they've got the best stuff in the city, starting off with an all yellow Matador. Everything else though, not so great. True Patriot backpack, Cavalier chest piece. Yeah, this is not the best. Let's move on. At the Brooklyn vendor at the bridge, we have got not so much, to be honest. There's a profit if you want it, but perfect determined is not as good as regular determined, which is a little bit weird. We've got some Cheska knees that could be crit chance, crit damage, but yeah, very early use, early game only. People wouldn't be using them in the late game. Bunch of trash mods. No, let's move on. At the Haven vendor, we've got a really good MP5A2. It's a shame the gun is absolutely terrible. It's well rolled. It's got damage to target out of cover on it. You can put whatever talent you wanted on it. But yeah, unless you're collecting guns for your stash, that's probably where that one would stay. If you're doing some kind of obliterate headshot damage rifle build, maybe this chest piece could come in handy. But again, you tend to want one where you can change the talent. We've got some Imminence Armaments gloves that could be crit chance, crit damage very easily with very little optimization. These actually might be worth picking up. Not necessarily saying that you would use these in a glove slot, but these could be handy considering how well rolled they are as well. A good Araldi mask that could be weapon handling headshot damage. This might be worth picking up as well. Everything else is garbage. Let's go and see what the main man's got. Looking for Roy to save us. He grunted at me when I turned up to his desk. Right, come on, Roy. What have we got? He's got my favourite gun, but with mag size. Come on, Roy. You can do better than this. He's got a good PX4 Storm Type T. Not that anyone really uses this pistol, but it has got damage to target out to cover on it, meaning you can roll the talent to whatever you want. This chest piece could be crit chance, crit damage with braced, but I mean, we are really reaching. We've also got some urban lookout knees that we probably would never use either way, unless you want a lot of accuracy, because they've got the weapon handling on as well. A terrible mask, terrible mods. That's going to be it for the video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm off to go and do the manhunt, so check that video out as well. And as always, agents, I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Okay, Danny has got 1 exotic cache, 5 field proficiency caches, 4 crafting material caches, and 2 named item caches.